This book is called How Ducklings Grow. Have you seen little ducks outside or at the park? And here's a little puppet. This doesn't really look like a duck, does it? Kind of. Or maybe like a little chicken. But it's got the webbed feet. Here, I'm going to set him here. He can listen to the book too. Okay. How do ducklings grow? Let's see. In the spring, the mother duck is looking for a safe place to lay her eggs. The mother builds a nest in the clump of grass near the water and makes the nest from grass, bits of dry leaves, and her own feathers. The mother duck is called a hen, and she is smaller than the father duck. The father duck is called a drake. Did you know that? That's what father ducks are called, a drake. And he has a curl at the tip of his tail. After the hen builds her nest, she sits on the eggs to keep them warm. The feathers, leaf, and grass help keep the eggs warm too. Oh, look at the eggs. A baby duck is growing inside each egg. All the food a duckling needs until it hatches is inside the egg. The ducklings get their nourishment from the yolk, the yellow part of the egg, and in about 30 days, the egg yolks are gone. The ducklings are now big enough to hatch. Wow, it takes 30 days. That's a long time. When a baby duck is ready to hatch, it twists and turns inside the shell, and the eggshell cracks. Look, it's cracking it with its little beak. On the baby duck's bill is a tiny tooth. It's called the egg tooth. The duckling uses this tooth to break through the eggshell. This is what they think dinosaurs used to do too. First, the duckling scrapes its tooth against the crack, and it makes the crack grow bigger and bigger. When the crack is big enough, the baby duck wiggles through the shell, and within a day, all the ducklings in the nests have hatched. The duckling's egg tooth will fall off a few days after the duck is hatched. It doesn't need that egg tooth anymore. Oh, look, they're so cute. Here are the ducklings that were inside the eggs. They are less than 1 day old. The little ducks have wet, sticky feathers, but their eyes are wide open. By the next day, the ducklings are dry. Their feathers are fluffy and soft. These feathers are called down. Already the ducklings can see and walk. That's really fast. Just after they hatch, ducklings act as if any large moving object nearby is their parent. Sometimes a duckling might mistake a person, a chicken, or even a balloon for its parent. Look, they're following this boy. They think that's his mom. The first large moving object these ducklings see is their real mother. They follow her out of the nest. All in a row, they waddle to the water. The ducklings know how to swim right away. Nobody has to teach them. That's pretty awesome. Ducklings are born knowing everything they need to live. They can run, find food, and swim. Ducks have webbed feet to help them swim. These webbed feet work like paddles in the water. Kind of like when people swim. They wear flippers sometimes, and they look just like ducks' webbed feet. It's easier for the ducklings to swim with their webbed feet than to walk on land. The ducklings lined up behind their mother in the water, and they are off to look for food. They eat snails, seeds, and small insects, which they can find on or just under the water. To get their food, the ducklings tip their tails up and stretch their necks down into the water. The ducklings may have trouble catching a meal when they're very young. At first, they eat mostly snails because baby ducks are not fast enough to catch insects, but they keep trying. Ducklings take good care of their feathers. They have a special gland filled with oil at the base of their tails. With their beaks, they take the oil and they spread it all over their feathers. Because oil and water do not mix, the water slides right off their feathers. The mother tries to keep her ducklings together. This way she can protect them from snapping turtles, raccoons, and large fish that want to eat the little ducklings. By the time ducklings are 6 months old, they're all grown up. They have their flying feathers and they're as big as their parents. They do not need their mother to take care of them anymore. This duck flaps its wings and lifts itself into the air. By next spring, when she's 1 year old, this female duck will be ready to have ducklings of her own. She will try to find a good nesting place in a clump of grass near the water. That was a good story. Did you like that story, little ducky? Quack, quack.